As Echeverria steps in, so does the general manager of the Miami Marlins. Dan Jennings is with us. Dan, thanks for stopping by for you. I know the last 24 hours has not been an easy one. Tell us about once Giancarlo was taken to the hospital in Milwaukee, and walk us through the last 24 hours.
Well, you know, Mike Hill, Jeffrey Loria, myself, all during spring training, we tried to create a family atmosphere. And you try to do that by putting the right players inside a clubhouse. And you don't know how that's going to turn out until the season starts. This group of guys, in my 27 years, I don't know that I've ever seen a group grow and come together as a family like these guys have. And we've had a couple of crises this year with Dan Jennings getting hit on the mound, and then certainly last night with Giancarlo. And you know, when you have a crisis, you see how people react, and absolutely tremendous from the support from his teammates, the staff. Red, Jeffrey and David Sampson got on the phone, made phone calls to their contacts in and around Milwaukee to help get doctors there at the hospital to tend to Giancarlo. The Brewers clubhouse people, Doug Melvin, their GM, their medical staff, certainly the job that Sean Cunningham and Cozy and Dustin, you know, were able to perform there on the field. And I think when you have situations like that to any player, you know, you find out truly the character of people, and it gave us a great sense of pride to see how everyone acted and reacted.
You know, a little different type crisis certainly, but early in the year the Marlins dealt with the loss of Jose Fernandez, and I think we saw the ball club come together after a few days in that situation.
Got to tell you, I walk in the emergency room last night, my telephone rings, the first call I get, Jose Fernandez calling to check on his teammate. So it just tells you what type of person and what type of character Jose and the rest of these guys are. And I think that just absolutely a great source of pride with these kids and what this team has been able to create in the clubhouse, and certainly Mike Redmond, the manager, has been able to instill and keep growing.
1-2 pitch coming to Echeverria, and it's out. I felt, and once I heard you say it last night, the message that Stanton had for his teammates as he was on his way to the hospital was very inspirational as well.
Yeah, you know, when I walked in his room last night in the emergency room, the first thing he says to me is, DJ, I'll be back, and I'll be back soon. And you know, I mean, we all think he's got a gold S on his chest anyway. And you know, when he knows that his teammates had his back and that he was proud to be, you know, he was proud of what that represented to him, I think that speaks volumes. And just a classy kid, certainly an unbelievable talent. In all of our eyes, he's definitely the MVP of this league. And you know, you don't, just like in Jose's case, same thing in Giancarlo, you don't replace that guy.
Smart move there by Ed Lucas not to run to third, because that would have been the only play Galvis had. Miami is set up first and second right now.
Worked out well because Galvis was cheating so much. That ball in the hole, Etch got himself an easy infield hit.
Dan, from a general manager's perspective, what happened on the field last night after Giancarlo was hit and what's happened today? Anthony DeSclafani suspended 3 games. Mike Fiers fined for the incident for contributing with his actions to the bench's clearing, as Alvarez takes. How did you view what happened last night and moving forward?
Well, MLB is certainly going to sanction the game. I mean, that's their job. That's what they get paid to do. I think all of our attention and focus was on Giancarlo and his health, and wishing him the best, being there to support him any way that we could. Jeffrey arranged a private jet to fly he and his father and Sean Cunningham back to Miami, and you know, we're gonna provide absolutely the best care and get him on the field, or get him healthy as quick as we possibly can. And right now, all of our thoughts are with that, and that is our primary focus.
You need to put a little more food on that plane,
yeah.
apparently.
That's what we heard.
And that's a great sign in that Stanton is not only eating on the plane, but apparently has arrived in Miami and is eating there as well. And having watched the video and seen the injuries that we saw last night, that's amazing.
It really is. When I walked into that emergency room and I saw that kid, he had the IV hookup, and when I walked in, and it was a mess, and it looked as bad as what it looked while he was lying there at home plate. And we're just thankful that the doctors and everyone was able to come in and take care of him and do it as quickly and as professionally as they did.
You know, you never want certainly anything like that to happen, but it was really special that his dad happened to be in town.
Yeah, Manny Colon, our director of team travel, we were sitting upstairs, and the second it happened, we both took off, and I said to Manny, I said, go get the father, and Manny got him. And it was just, again, when you have a crisis, you see how people act and react, and it speaks volumes about of character, and I think that's just great for us.
Howard will get to the bag. Yelich is out. Solano up with runners second and third. I had this conversation with Brad Penny today, and I was amazed at how calm Giancarlo's father was during the whole ordeal, which I thought speaks volumes for his father and for Giancarlo. And Penny said, well, that's just the way his son is too. They're both like that.
Absolutely. You know, I didn't know what to expect when I walked in the emergency room, and honestly, Giancarlo was very calm. There was a lady there. They pulled up all the imagery of the x-rays that they had taken and the CTs, and she explained everything in layman's terms, and Giancarlo was very coherent, and he listened, you know, and asked questions, and I just thought that, you know, it's pretty remarkable to sustain this type injury. Thankfully, if it had to happen, it hit him where it did, and you know, no other place it could have been worse. As hard as that is to believe, it certainly could have been worse than it was. And we're just hoping for a speedy recovery, and that all the medical procedures can go according to plan, and he's back and as good as Big G can be.
I don't think any of us would be surprised if he is able to get back and play a few games this year.
As I said to him when I walked in, there's nothing he could do that would surprise any of us, because we've witnessed so many great things over his time as a Marlin.
Donovan Solano with a count 0-2. Cole Hamels trying to pitch around a second and third and 2-out spot. He's gone up with fastballs to Solano, and he goes even higher and misses. Marlins have been able to beat Hamels in low-scoring games throughout his career. An opportunity here in the third. When will it be when the Marlins return home that they first see their teammate?
I would think so. That's probably the first time. I know in speaking to his agent today, Joel Wolf, and also talking to Sean Cunningham, they did some dental work today. I think he has 5 teeth that are compromised, and so you know, that's going to be an ongoing process, but I'm sure that will be the first time that we see him, and it'll be a welcome sight for both parties, I'm sure.
Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Scoreless game in Philly. And a pitch in the dirt. Casey McGee on deck. Dan Jennings, Marlins general manager. And in your first year, you've got to be very proud of where this franchise has come from. A 100-loss season last year.
Yeah, I'm just so happy with these kids and how they've played, and just the way they've responded to any and all challenges.
Joe West rings up Donovan Solano. DJ, thanks for the visit. And I know it's been a tough 24 hours, but let's all keep our fingers crossed and our prayers for Giancarlo's speedy recovery.
You bet. Big G, if you're listening, we're praying for you. Rally. We know you will.
Well said.